Wrestling fans, we're here at Ballpark Brawl 5, and I am here with Leaping Lanny Poffo. Leaping Lanny, thank you for joining us here.
Thank you very much. You can call me the genius, Scott.
The genius, excuse me. Everyone remembers the poetry. And
The genius full of glory and renown. It's a lot of hair since then, but it was by choice.
I just say, I noticed that your hair's a lot shorter now, a little more professional.
Yeah, and I washed some of the Crayola off my lip and chin.
You had a unique situation the way you got into wrestling. Your father, Angelo Poffo, had his own wrestling promotion in Lexington, Kentucky, ICW, along with your brother, Macho Man. How was it with working with your father?
Well, right now he's 80 years old. How's that? And my mother's 78. My brother is 52. Ooh, yeah. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
No, he's 52 years old, born November 15th, 1952. So if you add it up and it's different, that means the DVD's a little old now. Okay, but I'm 50. Look good, don't I?
You look great. I mean, the Gazelle, it must be working.
Yeah, what else should we lie about, huh?
No, you do. You look great.
I use the Gazelle every day. It's easy on the credit card because they gave me a free one. Anyway, I'm very happy to be one of the only wrestlers from my era that's still living and still doing well. Everybody else is dead or dead broke. I mean, hate to say it, but you know the statistics, don't you? And what I'm doing in my spare time is going to the schools, organizations, churches, and I'm preaching anti-smoking because the fork in the road comes. And if you can check LannyPoffo.com and Limericks from the Heart and Lungs, that's my book. Three smokers with nothing to do decided to go to the zoo. As they lit up to smoke, I heard one monkey joke, "Hey, look, human see, human do." They're all humorous. None of them are dirty. You've heard of the man from Nantucket. It's not in the book. Okay? And see, I actually didn't start with my dad in the ICW. I started in 1973, right after graduating high school. It was in 1978 that my brother, my father, and myself got together. I became 1/3 owner of the ICW and some 6 of the best and worst of times. I think it's Charles Dickens, right? Okay. Anyway,
Tale of Two Cities.
Yes, I knew that I was testing you.
You are the genius, so.
Yeah, it's hard to live up to sometimes. But anyway, that's one of the reasons I never criticize promoters, because wrestlers that have never been at the opposite end of the continuum have no idea. I mean, they just show up with their suitcases and complain about everything. Okay? I don't feel that way. I'm very grateful for every moment I've ever had in wrestling, and hate to wax rhapsodic, but every moment on earth, because almost every wrestler I've ever met has given more than they've taken. I'm the opposite. I've taken more than I've ever given, and I'm very appreciative. I don't cry with 2 loaves of bread under each arm. So I've had a lot of doors opened up for me, and I've got some fantastic I don't want to jinx it by bragging early, but I've got some great opportunities on the horizon, and I'll be posting it on my website very soon.
What's the website again?
LannyPoffo.com. That's Lanny like Fanny with an L.
I mentioned earlier about the Gazelle. You do an infomercial for the Gazelle. Why don't you talk a little bit about that? How did you get recruited for that?
Actually, the phone rang, and I accepted. I'm a certified credit counselor by trade, okay? And I don't mind telling you I'm excellent, okay? Is that okay to say?
That's okay to say.
Yeah. I'm very well thought of in my craft. I'm the Hulk Hogan of certified credit counselors. By the way, that reminds me of a poem. The genius was victorious against the mighty Hulkster, and the World Wrestling Federation fell. For 1 billion Hulkamaniacs who live and die for Hogan saw the genius was triumphant at the bell. They saw their hulking hero as he wallowed in self-pity, like the victim of a somewhat heinous crime. And now he has a partner even stupider than he is, so I'm sure he'll be the loser one more time. Mr. Perfect, you're the man who's never wrong. Can you prophesize what we're about to do? By the power of the genius and the world's smartest man, rely on my incredible IQ.
I can listen to that stuff all day.
You must be easily excited. Yes. Okay, hit me with a topic. Give me a topic and I'll give you a poem. Is that good?
Your experience in the WWF.
The World Wrestling Federation has caused a culture shock in every phase of our society, from classical to rock. In triumphant jubilation, every social class is one with a single common interest, just to have a little fun. I've seen the rapture in the eyes of fans from every nation. You made us what we are today, World Wrestling Federation. I had a fantastic time in the World Wrestling Federation. I got to go all over the world. It didn't cost me a dime. And I even made some money. No matter what I made, I was overpaid. Okay?
Do you still talk to your brother quite frequently?
Yes, I do. Yeah, real good. Yeah, and I tell you, he told me to say hello, Scott Bender. He's gonna do that for you next time he sees you.
Well, he's not returning my phone call, so I'm glad at least, he passed a message on.
Be your liaison, okay?
I can appreciate that. I can definitely appreciate that. Why don't you recite one of your favorite poems here for our fans? I know you got many, you got thousands, but one that comes to mind, one of your favorites, one that always, when you think strikes, just strikes a chord with you.
I had the opportunity. I know that you all guys are out of Rochester.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't write anything for George Eastman. However, you know Ted Williams?
Absolutely, baseball.
The greatest moment of my life outside of the wrestling career was I was invited to Joe Robbie Stadium, which became Pro Player Park. I think they changed the name again. Anyway, it's where the Marlins play, and it's where the Dolphins play. And I had the opportunity. They asked me, would you accept this much money to do a poem for Ted Williams? And I thought to myself, okay, but if it's any more, I won't pay you. In other words, they were going to pay me, and I said, so I had a month to think about it. I read a couple of his books, some written by him, some about him, and another book, and I actually got the pulse of the man. And I wrote a poem for him, and when I recited it, he started crying, and he gave me a hug, and when he cried, I cried, because we were on the same wavelength. And I'm going to go for it now, and I'm going to think about baseball while I am.
We're here at the Ballpark Brawl. What a perfect opportunity.
Think about baseball because it's going to keep me from crying because, when I think about it. Through all of the magnificence that is Joe Robbie Stadium, the Marlins and the Dolphins' happy home, it gives me pride to introduce a man who was to baseball what Romulus and Remus were to Rome. Take 95 until you hit the Massachusetts Turnpike. Get off at Fenway Park and there you are. Where back in 1941, this man hit 406, and even now Ted Williams has no par. America anticipated every turn at bat to watch him knock the ball to smithereens. 521 home runs are even more incredible because he gave 5 years to the Marines. The boys who wrote the sports page never did him any favors, but for Cooperstown they had to tell the truth. That Theodore Samuel Williams brought a splendor to the game, reminiscent of the late George Herman Ruth. Thank you.
And with that, Leap and Lanny, I appreciate you talking with us here at WrestleVision, and good luck in your match. And again, fans, what's the website? LannyPoffo.com, Limericks from the Heart and Lungs. There's another book at Amazon.com, Wrestling with Rhyme. But I speak about 11 languages. Let me give you a little Spanish. El gusto es mío, señor. The pleasure is mine, sir. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye. Adios.